The man who came back. I always thought I had the perfect marriage. My wife, Emily, was everything I could ever ask for. Beautiful, kind, and thoughtful. We had a great home, good jobs, and a perfect little routine. But lately, I'd noticed something was off. She'd become distant, always on her phone, always distracted, and I couldn't help but feel a strange unease when I was around her. One evening, I returned home early from work. The house was quiet, which was unusual. Emily was supposed to be home, but her car was parked in the driveway, and I didn't hear any sounds coming from inside. I called out her name, but there was no response. Curious and a little concerned, I walked upstairs. The door to our bedroom was ajar, and I noticed a light flickering inside. As I pushed the door open, the sight I saw froze me in place. Emily wasn't alone. A man, someone I'd never seen before, was sitting on our bed, his back turned toward me. I stepped back, feeling the weight of betrayal settle in my chest. But before I could even react, the man stood up and slowly turned around. His face was pale, almost sickly, and his eyes were hollow. He wasn't what I expected. This wasn't some affair or fling. He looked wrong. There was something unnatural about him, like he didn't belong in this world. "Who are you?" I choked out, trying to maintain my composure. The man didn't speak. Instead, he smiled, a twisted grin that sent a shiver down my spine. Behind him, Emily appeared in the doorway. Her eyes were glazed over, distant, like she wasn't even aware of my presence. "You shouldn't have come home early," she whispered in a voice that was not her own. I backed away slowly, feeling the walls of the room close in around me. The man's grin grew wider, and Emily began to laugh, a laugh that didn't sound human at all. And then everything went black. The next thing I remember is waking up alone in the house. Emily was gone. Her car still sat in the driveway, but she was nowhere to be found. The man was gone too, as if they'd never been there. I searched the house frantically, calling her name, but there was no response. I eventually gave up, left the house, and moved to a new city. But I can't escape the feeling that something is following me. A presence. It lurks in the shadows, and I hear her voice at night, soft, like a whisper on the wind. And I know, deep down, that Emily didn't just cheat on me. She made a deal with something dark, something that's now coming for me.